From the Dead Internet Media Studio, this is Diamond Discord, your weekly debrief on the only sport that gives you 9 innings of therapy every 24 hours. It's Sunday, April 26th. The Yankees swept the Sox at Fenway and then took 2 of 3 in Houston. Boston, after getting buried in that sweep, hung a 17 spot on Baltimore at Camden on Saturday. Atlanta sits at 20-9, league best. The Phillies and Mets are tied for the worst record in the National League at 9-19, 10.5 back. And somehow, the Athletics are over 500 again. Kenji, Sully, Devi, take the week. Recap window is April 20th through the 26th. Preview window starts Monday and runs through next Sunday. We're going to walk the week, name the hot, name the cold, hand out 4 bets per chair, and tell you what to ride into May. Let's go.
I'll start where the week started, Bronx in Boston. Yankees take 3 straight at Fenway. 4-0 on Tuesday. 4-1 on Wednesday, 4-2 on Thursday. They scored exactly 4 runs, 3 nights in a row, held the Sox to 3 combined, and walked out of that ballpark like they were coming back from the dry cleaner.
Fried, then the back of the rotation, then a bullpen stretch. The Yanks didn't blink. Boston slugged south of 280 in that series. Then New York flies to Houston, drops 12 runs Friday night, wins again Saturday, and finally cracks Sunday afternoon. 5-1 on the road trip, plus 19 run differential.
8-2 over the last 10 for the Yankees, and they're hitting .298 with runners in scoring position over the 7-day window. That's first in the majors. Judge ran a 9-game on-base streak through the trip. The lineup is humming.
Now flip to Camden. Friday night, Orioles look like Orioles for the first time in 2 weeks. They hang 10 on Boston, 10-3. Saturday afternoon, the Sox come back and put up 17, 17-1. Bregman, Devers, Storyall multi-hit. Then Boston wins the rubber game 5-3 on Sunday. So everybody who buried Boston after the Yankees sweep, and that includes us, we would have written them off Friday morning. They took 2 of 3 at Camden.
Boston is still 11-17. The 17 spot doesn't change the standings. But the Orioles pitching has allowed 43 runs over their last 7 games. That's a staff that has stopped missing bats.
West Coast. Cubs and Dodgers, 3 at Uniclo Field. Cubs steal Friday 6-4. Dodgers respond with 12-4 Saturday and a 6-zip shutout Sunday. Glasnow, Yamamoto, Ohtani, all 3 did damage. Cubs were 8-2 coming in. They're now 5-2 for the week, plus 1 differential. Grinding wins, not stomping anyone.
What killed me this week was St. Louis. We had the Cardinals as the most underpriced team in the NL Central 2 weeks ago. They went 1-5, lost 2 of 3 in Miami, then dropped all 3 at home to Seattle, including a goofy 11-9 slugfest on Saturday. Holiday's slugging dropped 100 points. 4-game losing streak heading into a Pittsburgh series. That's a take we got wrong. Own it.
And Athletics. They came in at 500 and we stayed off them. They went 4-2, took 2 of 3 from Texas at Globe Life, plus 11 differential. Nick Kurtz hitting .310 with a .950 OPS over the last 10. That's a missed boat. We can revisit them next week.
Quick hits. Reds blew the doors off Tampa Bay 12-6 on Tuesday before the Rays settled in and took the rest of the series. Pittsburgh and Milwaukee split 4 games. The Twins lost 5 straight. Atlanta keeps stacking, 20 wins, league best, plus 8 differential on the week. Detroit beat Cincinnati 8-3 on Sunday, which doesn't fit anyone's narrative, but it happened.
And the bottom of the National League East is officially a black hole. Phillies and Mets both 9-19. Phillies 1-9 over the last 10. We had Philly as a wild card lock in our spring picks. That's egg on the face.
We log it. 2 takes we want back. Cardinals as a bye, Phillies as a contender, move on.
Hot board. Yankees 5-1 plus 19 run differential, the most bankable team in baseball this week. Braves 5-2 plus 8, league best record at 20-9. Cubs 5-2 plus 1, quieter than the others but still grinding. Royals 4-2 plus 13. Athletics 4-2 plus 11. Reds 4-2 plus 9.
Tampa Bay also 4-2 plus 5 on a 4-game win streak per the standings. The Giants 4-2 plus 4, and they're 7-3 over the last 10. San Francisco's pitching has been the story nobody's writing. Webb, the bullpen, the back of the rotation. They've quietly become the second-best run prevention team in the National League over the window.
Cold side. Phillies 1-6, -16. The bats, the rotation, the pen, all of it. Wheeler can only throw every fifth day. Angels 1-5, -17. Somehow worse on the differential. Trout's banged up again. Soriano's command is gone. Twins 1-5, -12, with Buxton playing every day. Cardinals 1-5, -7. Same conversation we just had.
Below that tier, Guardians 2-4, -8, Mets 2-4, -5, Brewers 2-4 even, Tigers 3-4, -9. None of those are panic numbers, but if you're rostering them in fantasy, you felt the slip.
The actionable read for next week: fade the Phillies, fade the Angels, fade the Twins. Don't chase Cardinals to bounce back yet. The bullpen looks tired. On the hot side, Yankees and Athletics are the two I'd build singles around going into the week. Atlanta is a foundation play. Cincinnati at home is the sneaky one.
And before we move on, quick honesty check. We had Boston in the cold tier 2 segments ago. Then they hung 17 runs on Camden. Cold doesn't mean dead. Hot doesn't mean immortal. Last 7 days is a snapshot, not a verdict. Move on.
Kenji here. I read umpires before I read lineups, and I read weather before I read either. This week the read is straightforward. The lines I'm chasing all have a defensible park, a defensible plate, umpire profile, and a starter who profiles for the situation. 4 bets, 2 singles, 1 parlay, 1 wild. I'm not chasing Yankees as if they're invincible. I'm chasing the matchup. Max Fried at Globe Life against Jack Leiter is a strikeout rate gap, and the under in the Toronto opener is a pitching duel waiting to happen, no matter what the bats look like on paper. Yankees moneyline at -180 in Arlington on Monday. Fried versus Leiter. Leiter is walking 5/9. Fried is throwing strikes. New York hit .298 with runners in scoring position over the last 7. The price is steep, but the matchup gap is wider than the price implies. Lay it. Under 7 runs at the Rogers Center on Monday at -120. Suarez against Cease. Both will pile up, swing, and miss. Both work with damage avoidance. Toronto's lineup has been below average against lefties this month, and Boston is a contact without power group on the road. The roof's closed, the air doesn't carry. 6.5 runs feels right. The book gave us 7. 3 home favorites, Monday night, all with the pitching edge. Pirates with May at home, Cardinals limping in on a 4-game skid, Guardians with Messick versus a Rays road bat that just dropped 4 of 7. Dodgers laying -1.5 against Paddock. Yamamoto on the bump. The Marlins lineup hasn't scored more than 3 runs against a top 20 starter all year. Combined price comes out around +395. Wild. Braves to sweep Detroit at Truist over the 3-game set, April 28th through the 30th. Perez, Ritchie, Elder for Atlanta. Mize, Skubal, Valdez for Detroit. That's the toughest leg. Skubal on Wednesday. But Atlanta is 20-9 and Detroit is 3-4 over the last 7 with a -9 differential. A 3-game sweep parlay at home prices out around +300. That's my week-spanning swing. That's the slate. Yankees lay it, Toronto under, Monday home parlay, Braves sweep. I'll be watching weather at Truist on Wednesday and the plate umpire at Rogers Center on Monday. Back to you.
Sully here. I bet stories. The story this week is collapse on one coast and a heater on the other. The Yankees are riding 12-cylinder gas. The Dodgers' rotation is finally aligned, and the National League East has a team, Atlanta, and 4 other organizations pretending. I lean into momentum and I take the price the book gives me, even if my analyst friends here roll their eyes. 2 singles, 1 parlay, 1 wild. The wild this week is the kind of bet that either makes the segment or makes me apologize next Sunday. We'll see. Pirates moneyline -140 Monday at PNC. Cardinals are 1-5 over the last 7, 4-game losing streak, holiday slumping, the bullpen is gassed. Dustin May for St. Louis on the road is a coin flip on a good day, and this is not a good day. Pittsburgh at home, Mason Montgomery on the bump, 16-12 overall. Sometimes the obvious bet is the right bet, lay it. Dodgers moneyline at home Monday night. Yes, the price is ugly, -295, but Yamamoto is on a different planet this month. The Dodgers just shut out the Cubs to close the weekend, and Miami is starting Chris Paddock. Paddock at Dodger Stadium is a T-ball clinic. I'll pay the freight. The juice is the cost of certainty. Stack the three obvious. Yankees, Dodgers, Pirates. All favored, all at the right venue, all against teams that are hurting in some specific way. Combine the three and the book pays you plus 255. That's a Monday night cocktail. You grade it before the late game even starts. I'll take it. Wild. Yankees sweep Texas in Arlington, 3 games, Monday through Wednesday. Fried Schlittler Warren for New York. Lighter, DeGrom, Eovaldi for Texas. And yeah, that DeGrom start is the leg that scares me. He's the variance pitcher of this whole week. But the Yankees are 5-1 plus 19, and the lineup is the best version of itself in a year. A 3-game sweep parlay grades out around plus 320. Sign it. Pirates, Dodgers, the Monday chalk stack, and the Yankees sweep at Globe Life. Tell your bookie I said hello. Back in 7 days, win or apologize.
Davey. Numbers chair. I read pitch mix. I read bullpen pitch counts. I read leverage splits. This week I'm leaning totals and one road dog. The hot teams are not the highest expected runs teams, those are different boards. The overboard this week is built on bullpens that pitched on Saturday and Sunday and now have to navigate Monday. Castillo on the road in Minnesota is the cleanest single I've got. Cubs, Padres going over 8 in Petco at night is the second. Then we stack. Mariners moneyline at minus 145 at Target Field on Monday. Castillo is throwing strikes again, 26% K rate over his last 3. Connor Prelip for Minnesota is the home arm, but the Twins are 1-5 over the last 7 with a minus 12 differential. Their bullpen has thrown the second most pitches in baseball over the window. Seattle's been 4-2 with a 6-4 last 10. I'll lay 145. Over 8 runs at Petco Monday night, minus 105. Boyd versus Vasquez. Petco plays slightly pitcher-friendly, but both these lineups are top 10 in expected WOBA against right-handers. Cubs scored exactly 6 in 3 of their last 4. Padres are 7-3 over the last 10 and just split a hot series with Arizona. 8 is a fair number. The cents on the under tell you the book agrees. Take the 8. 3 overs Monday night. Mariners, Twins 8.5. The Twins bullpen is shot. Cubs, Padres 8, 2 top 10 lineups. Yankees, Rangers 8, with Leiter walking the world and Fried's last 2 starts going 7.5 hits. Combine it, the book pays you plus 550. It's a sweat, but it's the right sweat. Wild. Reds sweep the Rockies at Great American Ballpark, 3 games Tuesday through Thursday. Burns, Williamson, Abbott for Cincinnati. Colorado has not announced starters for 2 of those 3, which by itself tells you the state of their week. Reds are 18-10, 4-2 over the last 7 with a plus 9 differential. Rockies travel poorly. GABP is a launching pad for Cincinnati's righties. 3-game sweep prices out around plus 285. Sign it. Mariners road, Cubs Padres over, Monday over stack, Reds 3-game sweep. I'll grade it Friday. Numbers don't lie, but they're not always right on Tuesday.
Preview window. April 27th through May 3rd. What are the games to circle?
Tuesday, April 28th at 8:05 Eastern in Arlington, Cam Schlittler versus Jacob deGrom. That's the headline matchup of the week. deGrom is averaging 11 Ks per 9. Schlittler is the rookie everyone's been waiting on. Yankees Rangers under 8 is going to be a tempting line for that game, even though it's not posted yet.
Wednesday afternoon at 3:10 Eastern, Sandy Alcantara at Tyler Glasnow at Dodger Stadium. Alcantara has been throwing the best he's thrown in 2 years. Glasnow has the Dodgers humming. That's a low total game with 2 strikeout monsters. Watch where the total opens. I take the under at 8 even, the over at 9.
Wednesday in Toronto, Brayan Bello versus Max Scherzer at 3:07 Eastern. Boston's been getting weird run support. Scherzer is 41 years old and pitching like he's 28. The Sox are coming off the 17 spot in Baltimore, but Scherzer with rest at the Rogers Center is a different planet. I like Toronto on the money line, if the line stays anywhere around minus 150.
Friday, May 1st, Phillies open in Miami. Wheeler is announced for Friday. Phillies are 1-9 over their last 10. Road dogs against a Marlins team that's been bad, but not Phillies. Bad. The line on Wheeler nights is always inflated. Don't chase the road favorite. Sit on a Marlins live dog play if Philly goes up early.
And the under-the-radar series of the week. Diamondbacks at Cubs at Wrigley over the weekend. 2 teams that don't get the East Coast spotlight, both above 500, both with rotations that are about to settle. If you're a futures bettor and you don't have an opinion on the Cubs to win the NL Central yet, this is the series that'll give you one.
One umpire note, the Yankees-Rangers series Monday and Tuesday is set up with two very different plate umpires. Look at the schedule on Monday morning. If you see a tight zone umpire behind the dish for a Schlittler start, the over gets sharper. If you see a wide zone umpire for the fried start, the under is the play. The umpire matters more this week than usual because of how many strike-throwing arms are on the bump.
And Ohtani pitches Tuesday at home against Jansen Junk. That's a gimme line for the Dodgers, but it's a fun K-prop slate. Watch his strikeout total when it posts. Anything under 7 is value, anything over 8 is a fade.
Friday and Saturday, Astros at Fenway. Boston coming home off the Toronto trip with whatever momentum they pick up against Scherzer and Cease. If they're 3-3 on the road trip walking back into Fenway, Friday night is a live home dog spot. If they get swept in Toronto, fade them every day.
Total games on the slate this week, 82 scheduled across the 7 days. Most actionable lines come Monday night and Tuesday. By Friday, the books have adjusted. Bet early in the week, fade the public on Sunday.
Got it. Yankees, Rangers, Marlins, Dodgers, Sox, Jays, Phillies, Marlins, Diamondbacks, Cubs, Astros, Sox. 6 series to watch. Let's wrap. That's the Diamond Discord Weekly Debrief for Week 17. Yankees rolling, Braves on top, Phillies and Mets in the basement together because the National League East apparently only has room for one functioning organization. Kenji, Sully, Davey, thank you. Listeners, grade your tickets, send us your wins and your worst losses, and we'll see you next Sunday with another 7 days of receipts. From the Dead Internet Media Studio, this has been Diamond Discord. Out.